Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, take a look at the brand new KTM 790 Adventure and my favorite, the 790 Adventure R. Now, I got to play with both of these bikes all day today. It was pretty fun. We went into detailed breakdown of those bikes, and now it's time to ride home on my trusty 1190 Adventure R. Now, I am pretty stoked about that 790. After having ripped it around a little bit today, I was able to feel how light that bike is, especially with all of the fuel being stowed down at the lower corners of the bike. See you guys, till tomorrow. So earlier today I did a detailed breakdown of the differences between the 790 Adventure and 790 Adventure R. Alright, here we go. Pulling up behind the 790 Adventure. Alright guys, as you can see, I just rolled in on two brand new KTM motorcycles, the 790 and 790 Adventure R. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my riding gear off and give you a detailed breakdown or walk around of these two bikes, kind of what makes them different and kind of what I felt as I rode around on them. The number one thing that I can say that I felt when I jumped on those bikes is how light and how balanced they are. It's really phenomenal. However they did it, the standard Adventure model definitely feels more street oriented when you jump on it and pull out of the parking lot. And the Adventure R model definitely feels more like a dirt bike. I mean, just the way the stance of the bike is, you get on it, your position on the bike feels a little bit different. You're obviously a couple more inches off the ground, so the seat height is taller. The knobby tires allow the bike to feel a little bit more squirmy as you take off and ride down the road. The amount of technology that's inside those bikes is pretty phenomenal. The traction control, the braking control, it's just phenomenal. I really love the fact that it's fuel injected. Probably the craziest thing that I noticed, or as I'm going over these bikes, I mean, the amount of travel and ground clearance that bike has as compared to my 950 Super Enduro is actually quite a bit less. But then the overall weight of the bike, I mean, it's right about that same weight of my 950 Super Enduro. It makes you really wish that I could just find a way to fuel inject that 950 so that I have the amazing package the 950 has to offer without having to mess around with carburation here at our elevations. Let's see, what do we have here? We have a BMW F800 GS and a Ural. This is the ultimate adventure touring machine from back in the day. What's up, guys? This is a sportsman version. So the sportsman version is actually a two-wheel drive version. So you see that drive shaft that goes across the center there. He's got the axle spinning right there through a wheel, comes all the way across and has power to this wheel. That's actually a two-wheel drive motorcycle. How sick is that? I love it. Look at his ram horn up there on top. That's kind of cool too. I wonder if that's real? I wonder if you found that. Oh, look, he's pinned wide open, dude. Check him out. He's hitting the horse. Nice, dude. Nice. This guy's protective riding gear is lacking. I don't know about 150 miles an hour with all that skin showing. He gives me the heebie-jeebies. Just thinking about it. I mean, not that if you're going down that fast, you know, synthetic material is going to keep you from getting scraped up on the ground as well, but man, impact protection and a little bit of abrasion resistance is a lot better than your skin hanging out as you ride down the road. Or, more importantly, sliding down the road. Man, that's scary. Alright, so back to my initial thoughts of the KTM 790. Well, number one, the fact that they have the gas sitting that low in the tanks is a phenomenal feature, but I think it looks ugly as sin. I really wish they could have done something a little bit more aesthetically pleasing as far as being able to stash the gas low, but to keep the bike looking nice. I'm actually kind of disappointed at how little motor you can see. Alright, so bear with me as well. Today I'm wearing the Klim Krios Pro helmet with the self tinting transitions visor. Take a look at that. It gets pretty dark. I'm really impressed with how dark it gets, actually. And then as soon as it gets dark outside or the UV goes away, the shield automatically clears up on its own. I really like that feature about my glasses that I wear on a daily basis. So now that I can have that in a motorcycle application on my helmet, I dig it. I dig it a lot. So on the exterior surface, these bikes are pretty much the same machine. They got the same motor, the same frame, the same wheels. There's a couple small differences that make them very different from one another. The first is going to be the ground clearance. The R model is going to be an inch higher off the ground, and that's due to the suspension. You've got 7 inches of travel on the S Standard Adventure, and you've got 9 inches of travel on the Adventure R. The other reason the seat height's different is the seat is adjustable on the 790 Adventure. It has a 32-inch seat height and a 33-inch seat height, depending on how you have that seat set up. Back to the similarities, the gas tank's the same, the brakes are the same, basically everything's the same. The Adventure model is going to have a taller windshield, and the R model is going to have a shorter windshield. The wheelbase on the R model is about an inch longer. I think that's most likely due to the actual suspension travel, and the rake of the bike is about a degree further out on the R model. I was surprised in the specs to see that the bikes weighed exactly the same. So even though they've done a little bit of modification to suspension and things of that nature, effectively it's the same exact weight, which I thought was interesting. And the fuel tank is identical, so you have the same range, one bike to the other. There's going to be no difference as far as how far you can travel on one versus the other. They do feel very different. I wasn't able to spend enough time transferring from one bike to the other to really be able to give you a good description or decipher what that feeling is. But for whatever reason, the R model felt a little more open here than the other did. But I don't know that there's actually a difference there. It's just what I felt as I jumped on the bike. I don't know if it's because the bike sat higher or what the reason was, but that was just the initial feeling as I jumped onto it and swung a leg over. Now granted, this was just a quick little trip around the block, getting a feel for kind of how they feel. I'm really excited to be able to get these bikes out on the trail and to be able to explore the different suspension settings, the different options, the different electronic wizardry that these bikes have that make them ultimate adventure machines. So here they are, 790 Adventure, 790 Adventure R. Please, if you like what you saw today, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more action like this or more action involving these two beautiful machines, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you can be part of the notification squad. Well, until I can get these beasts back on the road, stay tuned because more action on the 1190 is coming your way. I'm Bradshaw. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care and ride safe out there.